Here is how to answer a difficult MMI question. Question: if you could create any planet, what would it look like and why?
Honestly, I think Earth is pretty great. I would want to maybe change some things about it, but create a planet that would be very similar. I think we have the perfect balance of what it takes to be able to sustain life here, while none of the other planets have that. So I think that that's something that is super special. I would just maybe try to make it a little bit more sustainable. So with a more reinforced ozone layer, for example, and just having more sustainable resources that we can continuously be able to adapt and to use for even more advancements than we already have, but in a way that's not going to harm the earth, and in a way that would be more sustainable long term, and in a way that can be optimal for population growth without needing to put a cap on it and things like this. I think that this is very important to be able to recognize the gifts that we already have in a planet like Earth, and then trying to focus on how to optimize things, how to use whatever we have, but create a way where it is both sustainable and have that slight improvement as well. And I think that that can also apply to life in general and to medicine. While a patient comes to you with a certain problem, it's important to get more of a view of their entire life as well, to be able to encourage them in the things that they are doing well, and to recognize that, and to be able to offer them tailored patient advice, to give them tips or suggestions that they can do to maintain a sustainable, healthy lifestyle in a way that works for them, since they are more likely to adhere to that, versus if you give them all of these strict regulations and rules that they should follow in order to prevent disease, but it's not super applicable for them due to time management or socioeconomic status or their work or whatever it is aspect in their life, then it's not sustainable and they're not going to adhere to it. So I think it's really important to be able to tailor our care towards our patients and their personal lifestyle.
But this is, of course, that quirky question. You need to tie in an experience to kind of relate to it. I think that could be something that you talk about. If there ever was a time that comes to mind where you've noticed just kind of the issue with global warming or the lack of recycling or these green initiatives in your community,
Okay.
that would explain why this is so important to you and not just something that is a good answer to give, for
Okay.
example.
Sounds good.
So that's what I would recommend. And you could also take this many different ways. If there is a certain goal that you want to achieve as a physician, making sure that that is implied somewhere through the actions. So it can be hard depending on what your goal is. Yeah, I think you can touch on that kind of experience of the community before you had moved and immigrated, right? And just seeing that there is this need for food. That definitely ties directly in, and it shows that you are thinking kind of globally as well. And that's the hardest part about these quirky questions, is using them to your advantage to showcase yourself and not just answering it a little bit directly. So.
More videos will be coming your way to help you tackle every MMI question you will face during your med school interview. We can't wait to help you get accepted to your dream school.